Hi, I'm Claire. I want to help you get more out of therapy because your healing is worth it. In spiritual direction, I support people finding more love, inner peace, and divine attunement. It's not exactly like therapy, but it is therapeutic. In many traditional therapies, a therapist will listen to you talk about a problem and hear your questions. They think about some categories you might fall into and offer you some solutions. I listen deeply to your life story and then may ask you questions so that your own inner wisdom arises and guides you onward. Solutions may arise too, but I'm never judging or trying to categorize where exactly your problem is. I trust that together we'll find a good way forward. So, whether you come to me or somebody else, sometimes it's not a great fit, and you leave a session wishing you got more out of it. Here's a few ways you could get more out of any session. First, if you hear some ideas that really turn you off, you could play a little brain game to stimulate some potential solutions that would work better for you. If you're thinking, that would never work because XYZ, follow it up with, but maybe this would, and generate. Or if you hear yourself saying, no way, you can rewrite that script to, maybe that would work, but instead, actually this would, and see what pops up into mind. Second, if you're really resistant to an idea, it might be a clue that something deeper is at hand. If you feel angry, really frustrated, or more lonely after you leave a session, you know that there's a strong emotion that needs to be released in your life. And you can take it as a cue to start unlocking it. If there's no deeper issue and somebody offers us an idea, usually we're able to say, hey, no thanks. But if it infuriates us, that means it's connected to something else. So the very first suggestion I have to get more out of therapy is to take any idea that your therapist offers as a gift into your heart. It's a gift of energy for you to spring forward off of. But there's more. A second idea that could help you is to book more time for yourself. When I schedule a therapy appointment, I always plan an hour after for journaling because that's the way I process. You may be a runner, or you might like to cook or do art. But whenever you book an appointment, also book with yourself space and time for that processing. Third, during a therapy session, if it's not working for you, speak up. Let the therapist know what would work better. It might sound like this. I've been super complacent lately in my own storyline, and I could use a challenge. Help me get out of this paradigm. Or opposite, it might sound like this. You know, I've been so exhausted lately. I can't take any more challenges. I could really use some supportive compassion. Or if your therapist is going off in a direction that you don't want to focus on, you might say, hey, can we stay over here or focus on X instead of Y? Or if time's running out, you might make a specific request. Next session, I'd really like to talk about this. And fourth, tell a friend about it. Tell someone about it. Not to seek their opinion, but rather to hear yourself, your own voice. Process what happened in that session. By putting it into your own words, a new insight might arise. There's a lot of ways that you can use a therapeutic session, even if it's not compatible with your style, to your own advantage. And I think probably the best way is the way you already know. If you leave a session wondering, what was that about for me? Why did that happen? Sit with that question and see what arises. When you come to see me for spiritual direction, I strive to stay centered in your experience and the direction that you envision your life going, as well as the direction I think the Great Spirit, the one love, wants to be with you in. Your life is precious. I find our time together to be sacred, and I want you to get the most out of it. So whether it's with me or with somebody else, I pray that your therapy helps you on your journey in one healing way or another.